All right, we're gonna be watching Table Printer, who's playing Reinhardt. This is Silver 4 on Colosseo, and it's on PC. Orisa, Bastion, Anna, Reaper, Kiriko was the enemy comp, who they played the majority of the game after they lost the first team fight. I cannot have won this. Lamau. Orisa pushes me back, spawn camps me half the time. I literally never saw that. I cannot go for any support because I kept getting slept and naded, and the Kiriko TP and Suzu whenever I try and attack them, while the Reaper and Orisa destroyed my backline, so I couldn't get healing to take down theirs. I cannot face tank the Orisa nor fight them head on, but when they also have a Bastion who can keep shooting me and a Reaper, I cannot do anything to the backline because mine keeps getting shredded by them. So, the premise here is this game is not winnable without swapping. I will open by saying I think Reinhardt is significantly disadvantaged against Orisa. I would personally never play Reinhardt against Orisa. However, that doesn't mean this game is not winnable. That doesn't mean the majority of games aren't necessarily unwinnable. It's just saying that Orisa has a really significant advantage because I can like, for example, if I'm a Rein one trick, obviously I'm going to play Reinhardt against Orisa. You know, like if you're going to force Rein, then you're forcing Rein, so be it. And games are definitely winnable. I'm just noting that I have so many other tanks that I can play at a GM level that I don't need to force Reinhardt against Orisa. There's just no reason for me to do that. But you play with the heroes you got, right? If you're only good at Reinhardt, that's fine. Play Reinhardt. So, let's go back to the premise. Is this game winnable without swapping? Oh yeah, for sure. In fact, I would say basically half the things that you said just basically do not apply. Things like you're being spawn camped, or like the Bastion's always killing you, or what, like that's not what is happening, right? The primary reason that you die is because you make terrible decisions over and over and over again. And most of those decisions come down to getting way too aggressive at the wrong time against their backline. I feel like you're the kind of person where you've heard the advice that like, oh, everyone should target the backline, tanks should ignore the front line, and that's what you try to do all the time. Like you literally, there are times where like the Orisa's like super low and you could just kill the Orisa, and you're like, no, I won't kill the Orisa. I will try to go after the backline who are like 30 meters away. And as a result, you get murdered on the way over to them, and the Orisa stays alive or whatever, and then your team ends up dying because you throw like over and over and over again. So, let's take a look at this game. So for starters, let's figure out how badly did we lose this game. Okay, so like how many fights do we need to turn in order to win this game? Because every single game outcome is divided into a series of fights. Okay, you fight, let's say 20 fights in a typical game. Obviously it depends on length, right? You fight, let's say 20 fights. If you win 11 or 12 of them, you probably win the game, right? You just need to win more than the opposing team. Well, let's look at the position. So the enemy team has control of the cart. They're going to walk forwards and they're going to hit overtime, and it's going to end. You're going to see that the endpoint is on the bridge, so we had to push this all the way back through the loop to their side onto the bridge. So how many fights do we need to win? This would be fight number 1. Obviously, we need to win a fight here. That's 1. Fight number 2 is going to happen somewhere around here because they have forward spawn. If they didn't have forward spawn, you might get the fight all the way over here, but since they have forward spawn, fight number 2 is going to happen roughly around here. Fight number 3 is going to happen roughly around here. Right? So that's 3 fights right there. Fight number 4, because the card's going to be pushing, it's going to be slow, will happen around here. And then you'll have this last, they'll be trickling in from spawn, trying to stop you from capping and finishing right here. So you need to win roughly 4.5 fights in a row to win this game. That is a lot. That is a huge advantage. This is a fairly one-sided game. But over the course of this game, if we can just find a way to make up roughly 4 fights of difference, then the result is a win. And we're going to find, I think, at least 4 fights worth of difference. And remember, it's not that, because of the way the payload, the push mechanic works, you don't actually need to win 4 fights. It's probably more like 2.5 to 3, but we can use that because I think we're going to get 4 no matter what. So let's start from the beginning of the game, sort of. So at the beginning of the game, we're going to start out here. You're going to be playing against Sigma, and then you guys are going to win this fight. So I'm going to skip through this and ignore this part because you're going to win anyway, and that's not the composition that you're having problems with, right? The Sigma's going to switch to Orisa. I think the Soldier's going to switch to the Reaper, right? Those are the 2 main switches that kind of mess you up. So we've won the first fight, right? We pushed them back. We're advancing right here. You obviously make mistakes in the first fight, but I'm not even going to worry about that because it'll make this video too long. So, right, we're trying to push here. I think you can actually push fairly aggressively right now, but it's fine. Right, chillin'. Again, lots of minor mistakes happening here, but I don't want to worry about that because, again, that's not the focus of the video, right? I'm not, going to super microanalyze all your mistakes. I'm going to focus mostly on, what actually caused the fights to win or lose. You killed 1 support fire strike, you're gonna kill the second one. There's no world where the Kiriko should die here, but this is Silver 4, so it happens. So both supports are dead. We should get super aggressive and just kill and win them, and then Cart will push and we'll be able to cap this forward point, right? This is basically a one fight. Like, how can you lose the fight at this point? This is a 5-on-3, and they have no support. They have literally no healing right now. If you just like clean up this fight easily, like this is like a near guaranteed like 95% win. So what should we do right now? Well, let's rewind a little bit. So Sigma's use grasp, okay? So actually we'll rewind a little bit even further. So 2, 1, because I want you to be tracking the Sigma's rock cooldown. So for Sigma, the number one thing you need to think about as Reinhardt is rock. Grasp you don't care about. Shield you don't care about because you ignore those things. Rock is the only thing that stops you from literally killing every Sigma you ever meet. If he doesn't have rock, you can basically kill him unless he's really far away from you. If he's within 10 meters of you and he does not have rock, he should die. That's like the general perspective as Reinhardt is if I can get within 10 meters of him and he doesn't have rock, the fight is over because I'm going to kill him. Because what's he gonna do? Like, Sigma does 75 damage a second, right? That's like nothing. It's like a comically low amount of damage, right? The fact that you can swing constantly and fire strike him means you burst him down super fast, and you can charge him. He's a large target that has no mobility skills. A charge is nearly guaranteed against him. So Sigma, get within 10 meters, he doesn't have rock, fight's over, right? Just walk up to him and obliterate him. Oh, enemy team's trying to focus you down, pop shield for a second, wait the spam out, then obliterate him. That's the idea. So we just saw Sigma use rock. Right now, I should charge because he doesn't have rock. Whether I land it or not right now is actually not that important, but like charging right now is an opportunity. I might get slept by the Ana. That's fine. I don't know if we've been checking on it. Yeah, so she has sleep, right? But like charging this way, a quick one, like to here, it's a pretty good chance that she doesn't land that sleep at time, especially at silver 4. But even if she sleeps, fine, so be it. Like, I'll probably get woken up right away, I'll still be point blank, and I still kill him. Because again, without rock, he can't kill me. Like, he has no ability to generate any space. Once you're within hammer range of a target, generally speaking, they cannot get away from you without using a mobility skill. There are some exceptions to this, I don't want to cover them right now, but generally speaking, once I'm in with hammer range of an enemy target, they cannot escape me without using a mobility skill. So, once you're in hammer range of the Sigma, unless he has rock, and you don't block the rock, the fight is over. So your whole goal is get within hammer range of him. So right now, playing this corner is unnecessary. Just walk up to him. Like, you have 523 health, you have 1,000 health in your shield, you have effectively 1,500 health right now. You don't want to be afraid of him. Just walk up and kill him, right? Charge him, walk up to him, whatever you want to do, it's fine. But definitely you need to be pushing the temple right now. But you're luckily kill the Ana, extremely lucky. At this point in time, I'll for sure kill the Sigma. Now there's literally nothing they can do to stop you. Just charge and kill him. The Sigma still has a few seconds left on rock. Just charge and kill him. Again, even if you miss the charge, if I charge and I'm like, oh no, he dodged it, cancel the charge and start swinging. He's still gonna die. There's literally nothing he can do to prevent you from killing him. Like, I don't care if this is a GM Sigma, he cannot prevent you from killing him right now. I cannot make this more clear. There's mechanically, mathematically, nothing the Sigma can do to survive at this moment in time if you charge him. Even if you don't land the pin, he is guaranteed to die here. So, are we doing that? We are not. This is basically fight losing already because you're giving time for the enemy team to regroup. But, okay. Still possibilities. You've killed the Kiriko. Okay, great. Same logic here. I want to fight the Sigma. He's rocking. Okay, fine. Block the rock and go after him. He doesn't even rock me. Okay, great. Just charge him. What is he gonna do? Like, literally. Let's think about this for a second. You have 600 health. Effective health in terms of armor, we'll just round and say 700. He does 75 damage a second, which means it's gonna take him like 9 seconds to kill you. Can you kill this Sigma who has no healing abilities or damage mitigation, right? Can you kill him in faster than 9 seconds? Yes, kill him. That's all you gotta do. Just kill the Sigma. It is really this easy. And this is a big difference. I talk about this for like ranks, right? Bronze level players don't know what anybody does. Like, they don't know what their hero does, they don't know what other heroes do, they have no real clue about how to play the game. At silver level, you understand how your hero works, but you don't understand how other heroes work. So I think you understand how Reinhardt works. Like, generally your shatters are good, right? You're trying to farm ulti with Fire Strike, you're like swinging at people, you generally know what's going on, but you don't realize just how vulnerable this Sigma is here, right? You are Wolf, he is a sheep if he does not have rock. He has no support here, he has no ability, no LOS for any of his team to help him. He dies here. He cannot live. If I swapped with this Sigma, I could not stop you from killing me. It literally is mathematically impossible for you to not kill him right now. So, kill the Sigma, that will continue the stagger, and then you can go up, and then you can clear high ground. But instead, you ignore the Sigma and go high ground.
But the problem is, the Sigma may not be a danger to you, but he is a danger to your team, right? You decide to ignore the Sigma completely. He's like, okay, cool. I'm going to rock the Moira, I'm going to attack her, and then I killed her. Because you're not in his face. If you're in his face, your Moira never dies. And if you kill the Sigma, then it's a 5-on-2. It really is that easy, right? Like, before you're like, oh man, there's no way I need to swap. There is nothing about this that has anything to do with swapping heroes. This Sigma is basically offering himself up on a silver platter after both supports are dead for you to kill him, and you chose not to kill him, which allows him to kill your support. That's bad. But it's still a 4-on-3. Still winnable. If you just turn around right now and kill the Sigma, who still can't stop you from killing him, your Reaper's going for him too, right? Just work with your Reaper, double team, kill the Sigma quickly, then move on. Is that what you're doing? You are not, right? So, where are you going? Narnia. This is a bad call. Why? Soldier is faster than you because he has sprint. So how am I going to kill him? See? See, like, unless you hit the pin, which is almost no chance because you'd go do it from really far away and he has sprint, you can't kill him. What you're doing right now is a waste of time. I don't know if you see my Colosseo video. I'm going to link it to make sure that you see it if you haven't. But it is generally a good idea to hold crosswalk. There is a requirement there, though, is you shouldn't hold crosswalk unless you cleared everything else first, because holding crosswalk when the enemy is still active out here means they just shoot you in the back or shoot your backline. So you need to clear all this out here, then you hold crosswalk corner. You are doing this way too early by not killing the rest of the team. The Sigma does eventually die, but the Reaper is still active behind you, and remember, you're down a support right now because you didn't kill the Sigma in time. Now you're super low. Alright, you're backing up here. So this is kind of a tricky situation to determine what to do. I think this is honestly a really hard call, even at higher ranks. So this is going to be a 4-on-4 situation, but they have close spawn advantage. So it's going to be 5-on-4 pretty soon when Sigma gets out. So I would probably be thinking to play this safe. I think it's unlikely I will get this cap. So I want to play safe back here, save my team, make sure nobody dies, zone out the Reaper, try to block anything from the Soldier or the Ana as much as I can. If they drop, I'll commit and fight them because Sigma's not here. Like the Reaper or Soldier drops, I 100% fight them. But if they stay high ground, I'd probably just chill here, try to move the cart. Once my team starts dying, I either charge to get out, or if I can't, I suicide. Right? That should be your read here. I think that's a fairly complicated read. I would not expect you to make that at this level, but I'm just noting that that is the correct decision to do right now. You go up the crosswalk, your Reaper teleported up top and died. Okay, so now it's a 3-on-4 situation. I just charge and get out. There's like no way that I can win this fight, right? Like this is not gonna work. So right here, you throw Fire Strike. You really should have charged right away. When he's jumping right now, I can tell he's going down. I would charge instead of Fire Striking because charging is gonna guarantee a kill because he's not paying attention to me at all. Charge here is a guaranteed kill. But you Fire Strike, your Kiriko's gonna get out. Now you're trapped here, and then you're gonna get stuck, and then you're gonna die. Shielding is the wrong call. Remember, I already know that I'm down 2 players. They have short spawn. This is going to be a 5-on-3. I should suicide. I have 91 health. All I'm doing is wasting time right now. You've effectively lost, right? Effectively given up about 1.5 fights worth of value right here in terms of time on the clock. Just like the time that you're wasting, right? Not being able to cap that forward point by killing the Sigma. This is all bad. So this is about already like 1.5 fights worth of value right there. We're going to regroup, coming forwards. All right, I'm going to go out. So ideally, your team doesn't want to take a fight here. You actually want to take a fight. I talked about this in the Colosseo video. You want to take a fight with your team on high ground and force them to try to come through the gate. In fact, at higher ranks, it's so hard to take this area that sometimes teams will literally just give up the cart and they'll back up, unless they have pick advantage in this situation. But your team's down here, so I understand, okay, fine. If you want to play up here, that's fine, but it's not nearly as, like, this is basically 50-50, but like holding up here, this is like a 65-35 scenario. So I would much rather take the fight on high ground and give them a few more meters of space, especially since we have advantage. Okay, you open with Fire Strike. The Orisa opens with Fortify. So let's talk about Reinhardt versus Orisa. Orisa has spin. She gets spin roughly, like it's like every like 4 seconds-ish. And then her Fortify, I think it's like on a 12, 13 second cooldown now. Oh, it spins on 7 seconds, sorry. So spins on 7 seconds. I think Fortify has like, it keeps getting changed. Yeah, 12 seconds. So Fortify's gonna have 12 seconds. So when I'm fighting Orisa, not as Reinhardt, but as all heroes, I want to think, does she have spin? Does she have Fortify? An Orisa who is playing correctly is going to use spin first, then Fortify, and then spin will be up again after Fortify ends. That gives her maximum durability. Orisas who are not good, which is basically all Orisas below like high diamond, are going to make mistakes here. The most common mistake is that they're going to overlap the spin and the fortify, which means when fortify ends, there's a really large gap of window, like usually like 2 to 5 seconds, where you can punish them really, really hard. That's the window you're looking for on every single hero in the game against Orisa. If she cycles it correctly, you'll have to wait out spin, then fortify, then spin again, and then you'll have like a roughly 4-second window to punish her. But notice it's a much longer period where she can do whatever the heck she wants, compared to if she overlaps them and she doesn't get that second spin. So, why am I talking about all this? Because this is like basic like anti-Orisa 101. So the second I see, okay, Orisa's here, she pops spin and fortify, great. I wait this fortify out and she dies. I have Shatter here, okay? All I gotta do is just play slow. Just stay here, right? Zone her, prevent her from getting any value, right? From killing. She's not gonna have ulti here because she swapped, right? Just prevent her from getting any value. Wait, like ride this out. Let it knock me backwards. Great. I stay right here. I shield the javelin. I swing on her. I'm not expecting to do anything pretty serious, right? Because again, she's fortified. Swing, 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 swing. Right. I follow her. I angle to the left. I follow her. Right. Follow her. Okay. Great. Right now, shatter. Nothing she can do to stop this. Nothing, right? She used javelin, right? She used fortify. Spin could actually lift you if she's close enough, but she's not going to have spin because remember, she overlapped them, so she made a mistake. You, if you're like, look, I want to be a better player, I don't deserve to be in silver or whatever, which is not what you're saying, but I'm just like noting that you think you're better than this rank, you should recognize the enemy Orisa has made a massive mistake by overlapping fortify and spin. This is like a very basic read at higher ranks. I'm not talking like masters, this is like platinum level reads to be able to understand, or like high gold, that the Orisa is gonna die here. I have fortify, she used spin, or I have shatter, she used fortify and spin, she dies. Like before when I mentioned the Sigma dies when he doesn't have rock and no supports, this Orisa dies. I don't care if it's a GM level Orisa, she dies here. There's nothing she can do to stop you from killing her. The only thing she can do here is for the Kiriko to swift step forwards and Suzu. She could throw Suzu from far away, but it is unlikely she will get that timing. So most likely she will swift step onto the Orisa and then Suzu. That's fine. Then that means the Kiriko has no escape and she's at point blank, and the Orisa has no spin to knock me away. I just swing twice and then the Kiriko is dead as long as anyone did any damage. If nobody did any damage, I have to fire strike or do another swing. Either way, the Kiriko dies. I will trade shatter for a Kiriko kill. One kill is almost always enough to win a fight. Is that what you do? You do not. You charge over here at the backline. Well, let's think about the backline for a second. The backline is composed of one, Ana, one of the best anti-Reinhardt and anti-tank heroes in the game, and Kiriko, also a very strong hero against Reinhardt in the sense that she can shut down your shatter. So, what am I doing here? Like, why am I targeting heroes that have their cooldowns versus heroes that don't have their cooldowns? Like, this is the weak hero in the lineup. I know it's the tank, and you're like, oh, tanks are so tanky. Not necessarily, right? It's all situational. It's all cooldown based. Orisa, without cooldowns, is actually very vulnerable. She's a huge target, has a massive head hitbox. Your team can all see her. That's like a really important thing. Like, everybody here can see the Orisa and help you burn her down, but they can't help you if you're diving super deep on the supports. So, if I go back here, I have not forced out Sleep yet. I haven't forced out Suzu yet. I haven't forced out Swift Step yet. This isn't going to do anything, right? I shatter her, but I'm like going to get slept right away. The first thing I would have done is I would turn immediately and block the sleep, because this is going to happen. And the problem is, even if you did block the sleep, you may not have time here to actually confirm the kill in the Kiriko because of the delay. So, this is bad, right? What did I just trade shatter for? A sleep and a swift step? This is terrible value. Like, this is not what wins games. This is what costs you games. All because you're trying to force a really bad fight. All you had to do was just sit in front of this Orisa, wait the shatter out, and then you could have shattered both of them right here, which also would prevent your soldier from getting kills, right? And again, once you die here, right, like, you're just like straight throwing. Like, your team has no chance because they don't have a tank. Right? Like, you're not doing anything. Great, they kill you, and you might be like, oh, well, their tank's chasing me too, but they get to kill you, and then they still have a tank. Your team doesn't have a tank after you die. Plus, you never did anything about the nano soldier. Like, and you had tools to do so, right? You have charge, you have fire strike, you have your shield, like, literally just body blocking him can help. Like, nothing that you're doing here is helping your team win. Like, you're just throwing resources away for nothing. So that's already a second fight. So we're now at 2.5 fights worth of negative value here of the difference between how close this fight should be. Okay, so we're coming down here. I'm gonna fire strike out. Okay, Orisa pops again. Same mistake, right? Fortify and spin. I can punish this, but it's unlikely that I can't. Like, I could, in theory, punish this. It's unlikely I can punish this one because my team is still respawning, right? They're all here, and my team is not ready. So mostly, I just trade swings here. That's fine. Just play slow. I definitely don't fire strike into a spin. Like this is bad, right? Why am I fire striking when she's already spinning? I do not want to get between her and my team, or her and her team, because she's going to javelin me forwards, and then I'm in big trouble. You should honestly have died here, right? But this is like a basic mistake. You know what I mean? Like, you need to think, what's going to happen if I step forwards? If you step forwards here, you die. She javelins you onto low ground, and then you die because your team can't help you. Like, when you're isolated off, you're very lucky she javelins you into the wall and not down the stairs, right? So, very, very lucky to be alive right now. My team's here. Okay, all healing up. I don't think that's great. Why would you not fire strike the 3 clumped up heroes instead of the 1 tank? Not so good. Okay, Orisa's up here. I need to do something about the Orisa. I cannot let the Orisa stand here unchallenged, because if I drop, I have to fight 3 heroes simultaneously, while the Orisa can sit at crosswalk and zone my entire team. If you've seen my Colosseo video, I talk about this all the time. The tank's job is to zone the enemy team at crosswalk. This is crosswalk right here. That way their team can safely push this. They don't need 3 people on cart, they need 1 person on cart. The other 4 people sit around here and constantly hammer this choke, and then you get a free cap. So your goal here is, I need to dislodge the Orisa. Remember, she used spin and she used fortify, which means that you can punish her in that period, right? Again, right here, when you messed up, like right now you should be punishing her, but because you messed up and took 400 damage, you can't punish her right now, right? And farm ult charge, force the supports the healer, etc. Like, you're losing out on your windows to do a thing. So, this is a massive mistake. But the Orisa's going to die here because she also is going to make a huge mistake where she's going to get way too aggressive here. She has no fortify and no spin. She walks into no man's land away from cover, and she's going to die because she has no idea what she's doing. No offense to the player. I'm just noting. This Orisa has no idea what she's doing. We see that every single fight. She doesn't know what she's doing either. You're all in the same boat of like low silver, just like feeling your way, learning through the game, which is fine, right? I'm just noting that like opportunities abound. The enemy Orisa just threw her life away on an unforced error. It's not even like, oh god, like, it's a hard read. She literally just spins into the open and is suddenly surprised that, like, oh no, I'm, like, away from cover and I have no cooldowns, and then she just gets melted and dies. This is a 1,000, like, this is even more unforced than when you charged forwards and died to the supports. Like, this Orisa literally, like, basically just jumped off the map. Like, your team used nothing to kill her. Okay, great. Orisa's dead. I want to aggress right now. I want to stop and prevent them from getting like forward spot. So you have a few options here. Number 1, I could be like, okay, my team can stop this. I can go after the Ana here. I can go after the Kiriko, whatever, right? Option 2 is I will personally make sure that we stop the spawn. Am I going this way? At higher ranks, I think the correct call is actually to go for the Ana. I would probably bluff charge, where you charge and then cancel and shield to block the sleep, and then try to chase her down and get the kill. At your rank, I think you don't want to rely on your team as much. I would charge this way, making it a relatively hard sleep for the Ana, because you'll be around cover pretty quickly. Charge this way, force the soldier off cart, and then get the cart moving back the other direction. So, is that what you do? It is not, right? You go for the Kiriko first, then you charge in the open where the Ana can sleep you. Very lucky you do not get slept, because if you get slept and naded here, you could die. Dying here is a throw. Because if you die right now, it's going to stagger your team. You're not going to be able to stop the cart, they get forward spawn, etc., right? So this is super bad. They're still capping the point. You're not doing anything right now, right? You do this swing, she swift steps, okay, well, I gotta get right back in, now I'm super low. Remember, you're the one who chose to drop down here. Your supports are having trouble healing you because of how deep you are, right? They have no LOS, you get super low, Suzu's forced even, and now they cap. For the record, at this point, once you start getting healing from the Kiriko, you should have shield hopped forwards. If you don't know the technique, you definitely should learn it. It's very simple, right? But it's really important for moments like this, because you need to rapidly get roughly here to stop the cart from touching forward spawn. As soon as they get forward spawn, you've effectively lost another half fight of value, right? So I don't know what it puts us at, like 3, because they're going to get forward spawn here. Like, I think there's like 3 lost fights here of value, because there's no reason they should get forward spawn here with the tank alive. With tank alive and supports, you should have stopped this forward spawn. 100%. It's a very easy thing to do. It requires 0 skill. Just walk forwards and stop the cart. Or you could have charged this way and stopped the cart. So many possible options. But That is not what you do. You back out here because you're nervous, even though you should know, right, from a game sense perspective, this soldier, once you get healed, cannot kill you. Because he'd have to run up to you through the shield and try to kill you, and then you could just kill him. Like, there's too much healing, too much shielding, he's not going to be able to kill you at that point in time. So, this is a mistake, right? You now let them get forward spawn, which means whatever happens here, like assuming you win this fight, which I think you eventually do, right? This is bad, because now, instead of having the next fight over here, which is what really should happen, you're going to have to fight it earlier. Right? So now they're here, now you have to fight in mid instead of farther, like one more corner away. Because they had forward spawn, so they're all out. So now we're fighting a 5-1 scenario. So we're already at 3-ish lost fights of value. So Orisa pops ulti here. Fine, I mean, just get out of it. You just, like, literally just walk away, right? Walk away, walk around the corner, etc. She slams early for, I have no idea what reason. Like, she actually catches you pretty good here. And it goes through shields, so, like, she could do a ton of damage to you right now if she wanted to. But she pops it early, okay, fine. So she spins, just a note on mechanics here. So you should never open with Fire Strike. You should always open with Hammer Swing first, then Fire Strike to get more damage in. It's like a very important optimization technique for Reinhardt. So let's think about this. The enemy has 1, 2, 3 people extremely far away from me. Can I kill any of these heroes? Well, I can't kill Soldier, as previously mentioned. He sprints away from me. I can't kill Ana unless sleep is forced, because she's just going to sleep me. I can't kill Kiriko, because she can swift step to any of the other targets. Nobody here is killable. Do you know who is killable? This Orisa, who has already popped all their cooldowns in the middle of your whole team in Kitsune. Just go back here and kill the Orisa. Right? Like, I get that, like, people tell you not to target tanks, and I understand, and it's like theoretically the optimal thing, but sometimes, like, this Orisa is in the middle of your whole team. These guys are like basically in Antarctica. You can't reach them. But instead of dealing with the Orisa who kills your Moira, you decide to charge over here. Right? Now you bluff charge, Reaper walks in behind you, and now you die. And that is your 4th fight that you have thrown, making really bad choices about where you think you should be going. I mean, like, just looking at the lineup here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people here. Okay, Reaper even teleports in. Like, you could kill the Reaper right now, right? You could just hold shield and walk backwards would be fine. Honestly, even just sitting here AFK would be better than what you ended up doing, because you take a ton of damage out here, right? And then this ends up being killed. If you just sat here in the corner and just held shield and, like, drank some water, that would be better than what you actually did. So, yeah. So now we're at 4 fights of lost value already. None of these things have to do with the fact that Orisa is a strong matchup against Rein, because the Orisa is not using her cooldowns correctly. She's consistently popping them in such a way that massive openings exist for you to punish. Right? So I wouldn't worry about the fact, like, oh, it's Orisa, I need to swap, or like the Reaper, I need to swap, or whatever. Like, this is just like just normal Overwatch. Like, I'm not seeing anything here where like the Orisa's bullying you. Like, if you want to see that, I have videos on my channel of me as Orisa bullying the hell out of, like, even, like, high masters tanks and, like, making it unplayable for Reinhardt to like, stay in the game, because it's, like, ridiculous how badly the Orisa can bully you. That's not what's happening here. The Orisa is basically ignoring you, and you're ignoring the Orisa, but she's a lot better at getting these kills than you are, because you're making worse choices about when to aggress. You also have worse force projection, right? You have no poke while she does. So, you try to go for the backline here. I think this is okay. Is the Orisa dead? Yeah, the Orisa's dead. Somehow the Orisa has died, even though that should have been a 5-on-3 situation. The Orisa's died because she makes mistakes. And then this moment in time, where they have no tank, they're all injured, right? You hit a Fire Strike right here, there's 3 people, you're full health, why are you not pushing? Like, of all times for you to push, this is the time. Even if you get slept and naded and helix, you're still not going to die. Just, if you get dropped to 50 health right now, you hold shield, you're not going to die. There's literally no way for you to die right now. Why are you backing out at this moment in time and letting them regroup? So this is basically half the fight of lost value, because you should wipe all 4 of them right here. Just charge into them, right? Charge, even if she sleeps you, fine, your team can follow up on it. Or you can try to cancel and block the sleep. You have so many options here to try to prevent this like, escape. But instead, you mostly just do nothing. I hear Soldier Visor. Okay, I can hear it. Left ear, I hear it right there. He's visoring the backside of my team. I turn, I charge to this door right away. And then I shut him down. Is that what you do? No. I get javelined, I hold the shield, and Orisa, who's extremely far away and does almost no damage, Orisa's damage drops, I think, like something like 75% at range. This Orisa is like not a threat at all. You should ignore her completely and just go deal with this. Is that what you do? No. You're just chilling here, right? You throw a Fire Strike for no value. Your soldier kills one. Again, he would never have gotten this kill if you charged right away. Right? The second you hear Visor, right? Second you hear Visor, turn, charge, right? I'll be here roughly right now. Great, I'm right here. I shield, right? Or I swing, or I Fire Strike, or literally anything, and he dies instead of killing Yash. Right? Then I kill him, then I kill Kiriko, right? Then we go over, and then we 5-on-2 the rest of the team. Instead, you do nothing, so now you're down a player unnecessarily. So, you're forced to back up here, right? Oh, do I even want to talk about that? You could have stopped this Reaper from doing that, but we're not going to worry about it. This video's going to be too long as it is. So, right now, you recognize, okay, Suzu used, okay, Shatter. Yeah, this is a good Shatter, right? I think this is a good Shatter. So, you hit everybody. I would note is I would throw Fire Strike in a line here, hit the Orisa, the Reaper, and the Kiriko. I do not want to charge here. I want to Fire Strike first to confirm this kill, nearly kill the Kiriko, and then I can charge the Orisa and hope somebody does the last bit of damage to kill the Kiriko. So this is misplayed, and you're going to bump the Kiriko away from your team, allowing her to live longer. It is very lucky she doesn't have any, well, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but like in other scenarios, this is a huge micro mistake that will result in you losing a fight. Because the Kiriko will have time, she will swift step, and she will escape, and then you could potentially lose. But we're already at, was it four lost fights of value already? And we're not even halfway through the game. We're a little more than halfway through the game. So Bastion's out. Okay, cool, fine, whatever. I don't care. I like, literally, I don't even need to block this. Like, I can just shield hop and just stay with the cart. Like, I don't move off the cart for this. Bastion does, like, I think, like 350 damage a second. That's going to take, at full health shield, that's going to take him 4 seconds, over 4 seconds, to bust your shield. And you have health and armor, and your supports can heal you, right? Mortar heals for something ridiculous. With Orb, Mortar can heal you for like 120, 130 health a second. Kiriko heals for about 75, 80 health a second. So between the two of them, that's 200 healing a second. Who cares if I'm taking 350 damage as a tank? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm perfectly fine here taking some damage to make sure the cart keeps moving. Because I need to keep the cart moving. I want to stay here, right? If he shoots me, fine, I shield it. If it's not on me, fine, whatever. Then I want to move the cart, get the cart moving, and then I need to go up here and I need to take crosswalk. Ideally, one of my team steps up to keep moving it. But if nobody does, then I have to stay cart and keep it moving. But that's a bad team decision, but you don't have a lot of control over that. Alright, Reaper jumps into me, fine, fight him, yeah. Alright, you force Fire Strike, great. What does that mean? Reaper can die now. As soon as he comes out of Wraith form, doesn't have support, he dies. I follow him, so I should be tracking him, okay? Hit. So great, he's here. Or I could go after the Kiriko, whatever. I don't think we saw Kiriko use anything, so I'm not going to She used Swift Strike, so I could understand going after Kiriko right now too. So Kiriko is actually a better option. So I would just walk forward, go with the Kiriko, but if you want to follow Reaper, fine. It's still fine. You can still kill the Reaper here. So I follow the Reaper. Great. I follow. Okay, right here. As soon as he comes out, charge him. Charge and die. You don't feel comfortable with that? Fine. Swing, Fire Strike. Great. You're like, okay, fine, there's too many, shield and back up. You got a lot of options here, but that Fire Strike miss is really, really bad in this situation. Orisa's finally here, so now I can't do that. I cannot aggress this anymore, because the Orisa's going to mess me up. But we saw her use Spin, we saw her use Fortify. Roughly 5 seconds from now, I have an opportunity to win this fight. Right now is not the win timing, right? Right now, I need to chill. Now I charge, but, like, this is the worst timing to go. Right? I think the Reaper might even have Wraith form back. Almost. But he dodges it easily, right? You were way too far away, and now you're stuck in no man's land. And now the Bastion's here and kills you. But the fact that it's a Bastion is irrelevant. Like, we could replace this Bastion with anybody, right? A Symmetra, a Torb, a Cassidy, a Hanzo. You're still gonna die. Like, look, nobody's gonna save you. This is not the fact that there's a Bastion that you're dying. This is the fact that you're making terrible choices. That's why you're dying. Like, look at the game state. Okay? This is the mental picture that you need in your head is, okay, we lost that one, right, initially, because I saw the Cassidy die early. So this is a 4 and 5. They have high ground. I am unlikely to win this fight. Just chill, right? Just back out here, right? Play with your team. See what you can do, right? See if opportunities arise. Okay, 2 dead here? Okay, fine. But, like, why am I charging in right now? This is silly. But we'll give you, like, another half value of lost fight. So we're looking at, like, 3.5 so far. 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go. All right. As previously mentioned, Colosseo, this high ground is one of the strongest points, arguably the strongest point to defend in the game, right? If you ignore spawn location. This is like the strongest area to defend. I don't need to do anything right now. I just need to chill. I literally just spam fire strikes. I sit in this corner, right? If they start to move the card forward, maybe I drop down here and stop it, but mostly I just stay up here because I have an Ashe, right? Well, yeah, I have an Ashe. I have a soldier. We have a Kiriko, a very strong, pokey, high ground team. I don't need to do anything. I do not need to step forwards. Right? If you want to play here, I mean, it's okay, but notice you're breaking LOS once you go over here, and your Kiriko's getting nervous, right? And she's like, I kind of want to heal you, but she's worried because the Ana's poking her. So if you just stay here, this never happens. Like now kidnapping is a possibility, right? If she knocks you on the corner, she javelins you here, you might die. So now you're like, oh shoot, you don't really want to be here. You start backing up. You've taken a bunch of damage. Now your supports are more worried about healing you than they are about damaging the opposing team. That's what happens when you make mistakes as a tank. You want to cut down stuff like this to reduce the pressure on your team to make the game easier for them. Because every second they're not healing you is a second they could be damaging the opposing team. So now you're backing up, but notice that your shield is almost completely gone because you wasted it back there doing nonsense stuff that doesn't help you win at all. But you're here. Orisa's probably in too deep. You could attack the Orisa right now. For sure could attack the Orisa. Another option is to charge over here because the Ana is dead. But you don't really do either of those options. Now you charge the Orisa despite the fact that you're low already, right? So you're getting shredded right now. So 440. There's a Bastion here. There's a Kiriko. There's an Orisa at point blank. You're gonna get obliterated. There's also a Reaper on top of you, right? Which I don't think you hear at all. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the Reaper Wraith formed here, but like this is a wrong call no matter what. This is not the timing to be try to deal with this. Again, you could have punished the Orisa when she was in the corner here and no longer has fortify, no longer has spin. Just charge her in the corner, right? Just charge her in the corner, body blockers, attack, swing, she dies. Reaper drops into you, shield, team saves you, great. Kill the Reaper, move on. Like that's how easy it is. Like you can't be pushing right now. And now you go in, and you pin her, but who cares? And now you die. And this is 100% a lost fight on you. Like, your team had a huge advantage. They have both supports dead right now. Your Ashe just killed too. All you had to do was stay alive and win this fight. This is like fight number 5 that's lost. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there. I think this video is already getting pretty long. The rest of this game is going to have things that look like this, like over and over and over again. The central problem is you are being aggressive at the wrong times. And in particular, you are way too obsessed with trying to skip the opposing tank to attack their backline. Generally speaking, in brawl lineups, fighting against a brawl tank, you have to defeat the opposing tank first. That is a general rule. Right? Because most brawl tanks lack the mobility to skip the opposing tank. Imagine if the enemy tank was a Zarya, right? And you're playing Reinhardt. Imagine the Zarya's like, I'm just never going to beam you. And she just tries to walk by you to beam your backline. Be like, great, I'll kill you. Right? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Like, she's gonna die, right? Same thing for like Ramacha. Ramacha's like, oh, I'm just gonna ignore the fact that the Reinhardt exists. You just walk back. You're like, oh, okay, I'll charge you into my backline, and then you die. Like, even with block, like, we'll just get on every angle, and then you die, right? It's the same thing. You gotta deal with the opposing tank. Not always. There are times where you can go for the backline, but generally speaking, you need to at least mitigate the opposing brawl tank before you can move on. And there are opportunities, especially when the opposing tank does not use their cooldowns correctly, there are opportunities for you to punish the Orisa all game long. Basically every single fight, the Orisa makes a very large mistake that you could have immediately capitalized to kill her within 2 or 3 seconds. Over and over and over again. But you instead are skipping them and trying to continually charge into the backline, which is very far away, has all their cooldowns, and are very evasive. The fact that there is an Orisa in this game is irrelevant. The fact that there's a Reaper in this game is irrelevant. The fact that there's a Bastion in this game is irrelevant. It's you. It's your specific decision making that is causing you to lose this game over and over again. Alright, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this is helpful.